there? And why is it so dark in here? Or it's just I can't see? Tell me, someone, is it so dark in here?
Yeah, just pitch dark. I can't see either. Can someone turn on the light?
I don't know where to.
At least it's quiet here. It's so nice when it's quiet.
So we just sit in the dark?
Actually, I have a torch.
Why didn't you say so? Turn it on.
Actually, nothing special.
I guess that's it. Clean, at least. And there is water. So, we can leave.
Are we leaving?
Stupid question.
Not still.
I didn't mean anything mystical, just is it leaving?
Oh, better not to think too negatively. It's too depressing. By the way, I have a question. Maybe stupid. Do you see my belly?
What a question! Is it figure all you care about? You don't have a belly.
Actually, a little bit of one, but if you look really closely, is it normal? That's not normal.
And how should be your belly?
I don't know. So there are no windows, so that's great. We can shine the light.
But I don't see doors either.
Maybe there are secret doors.
Do you believe in magic?
No, but maybe they hide them, and or maybe it's just we can't see them.
I don't know. What is this place anyway? Does anyone know?
Maybe it's big.
And what the hell is that?
Obviously. Banque Nationale de Paris. It looks like a bank vault.
Or maybe it's just a warehouse, only empty.
How about a bunker?
I would go with underground garage, but it's more looks like a divining coffee shop.
Okay. And how do we find out what it is?
No, and who put us there? Because for some reason I don't remember.
Me neither. My head's spinning and I'm a little dizzy.
My memory is completely gone. Maybe it's effect of some gas?
Chemical weapons?
Biological. You've been beaten by genetically modified pigs.
We'd remember that.
How can you be sure if you don't know if it was yesterday or a long time ago?
Can I ask a stupid question? Are we at war? Or it was just my nightmare?
I know about the war too. So, not a dream.
So do you remember what was at work?
Very vaguely. Sounds, voices, feelings, but even snow. Just beats and pieces.
Yeah, it's like before the war, it's clear, but then just some chaos.
And how did we get here? Any ideas?
No.
That's what I was afraid of. Maybe our memories was erased, or it's some psychotraumatic stress disorder.
Do you think we are prisoners?
I don't know, maybe we fell asleep. Maybe it's amnesia from a blow, or something psychotropic. Or maybe we're in captivity, or it's our people saved us.
Our? It doesn't look like ours.
How you can say? It's quiet, calm, warm, and there's water. That's good.
I would say no doors, Sylvia.
At last sight, no one will come.
If there are secret doors and they know about them, it's not true.
Then what are we going to do now? Lay down like fools and wait for someone to come, right? But who?
I suspect no one.
No? So who arranged all this? And why?
I
I think we need to remember how we get here. We get out when we came in.
How do we do that? I remember it as a dream that vanished.
Or maybe it's just a nightmare, and it's better not to remember. Although lately it seems all the time. Dreaming a nightmare, waking up nightmare, war.
Well, let's not follow the impression. At least it's warm and it's quiet.
I think I know how to remember. Let's try it. Anyone up for it?
Of course, I'm ready.
Not me. I don't want to remember anything.
I just want to listen. What's the matter?
Okay, so here's a special breathing, like a renewal. You breathe in a certain rhythm that puts you in a state between life and dream. It's like when conscious and subconscious are in sync. And this is how you begin to feel and remember all your problems, mental and physical.
That sounds a little confusing.
I want to drink.
Me too, if we don't need to do some weird yoga poses and hours of this meditation.
No, nothing like that. The breathing is actually very easy. The hard part is what you can remember and feel.
Is there any guarantee that we will remember something?
Not really, but what's the harm in trying?
I mean,
Okay. So here's what you do.
When I heard the first explosions in the morning, I thought maybe it's fireworks.
At first I didn't want to believe it. There are such definite sounds, sudden as if the ground is shaking a little. You don't just hear, but feel with your whole body.
Arrivals. They became known as arrivals. I realized that the main organ in humans is the ears. I never thought it could be so scary, so penetrating to the senses, to the bones, the sounds. Bumping, hissing, hitting.
I began to learn how to distinguish different things flying to kill us. Airplanes, rockets, helicopters, tanks.
Sirens! I hate it.
Sirens. It wound up your nerves like a string on the guitar, tougher and tighter.
Those horrible sounds. I began to tremble even from the sound of car and asphalt and motorcycles. Why are they doing such a loud noise?
Silence. I never imagined silence could be so good.
Silence? No, silence is scary too. Because when there is a noise, you know what to expect. But when there is silence, you have no idea what can happen. And that can be worse.
I'm older. I had to take myself in hands to save all of us. I put myself together, dressed in 10 seconds, and reached the basement in 20 seconds. Hurry, everyone.
And we learned to drop. Where? On the floor, next to the wall, hands on head.
And windows. I used to while drinking tea, look out the window, glowing windows, as seas of fireflies. And now, windows are dangerous.
We taped the windows so they wouldn't break. Yet I imagine patterns of little sharp shots flying at me. And it's so scary.
Get away from the window. Don't look into the hallway whenever it's two walls. Quick!
We used to not turn on the light in the evening because it's bait. They chase the light.
But sometimes they would touch candles. We went down to the basement and the neighbors used to turn the torch off. I dropped it. Veronika stumbled in the dark and fell. But we're happy to be invisible, such an illusion that we can slip out of the clutches of death.
The city became dark and blind. Only sounds, a wall of dangerous sounds. But there was a little boy, stomping and jumping. The sound gave us hope that somebody can play. But then the sound disappeared. Did they leave?
We wanted to leave. We packed up quickly, just the most important things. Documents, photos, one pair of clothes, biscuits. We just thought it will be a couple of days. There was no time. We are under the siege.
When I thought of again, I imagined a giant, a cyclops, stomping around the house.
One day, the window was lit up. Not a warm, gentle light, just a terrible hellish blaze of fire. And no one put it out. Then we understood, the same awaits us.
I looked out the burning windows and I couldn't even cry. I was like a frozen fish.
Whatever happened, I will be banging my fist, staring at the burning windows, powerless with rage.
They've turned me into some obscure shadow, and I hate it.
I hate my trembling body. My beating heart eases me forever.
Why did this happen to us? I didn't do anything. It's not fair.
The worst thing is that you can't protect those you love. You can't do anything.
The sky. The closed sky. Why don't they do it if they can?
A closed sky. I asked so much. I prayed so much.
A closed sky. And I will send some petitions.
In a way, a closed sky. They're afraid that they think they will be dead because of it.
A closed sky. I no longer believe that there is someone in heaven.
A closed sky. Maybe it's empty because it's disappointed in us.
Closed sky. This world is a mistake. Why does it exist?
So how can we get out of here? I don't know. I lived with my mom and dad. Happily, it seems now. Then I just got familiar and boring. And I loved dancing so much, and I had finally promised that I was getting ready for a new competition. But who needs it now, right? Dancing, you know, it's like another planet, because when all of it started and the first explosions, it's like I flew to another planet where everything, everyone, and you yourself are different, in a different body. We started to pack. We wanted to leave, but didn't have time. It was so scary outside, and it seemed safer at home. We took the windows. I still thought, how hard will it be to wash the windows later? Hard. Actually, that time I didn't know what hard was. Phone and internet, water, light, all gone. There was almost no food, so we just soaked cereal at night and tried to eat. And when something hit our building, we rushed down, went outside, found the basement. They didn't want to let us in, but Dad broke in and dragged us with him. You just lay down and think. All your plans, all that was important, shuffle. Everything and everyone you love, and you, the target.
I lived alone with my younger sister. She's 12. A modest place, but now it seems a palace to me. My mother died 2 years ago. Cancer. And now I'm raising my sister, just me, because my father, well, he had another family. For a long time now. I want to study to be a designer, but I can't afford it yet. And then the earth shook and we exhaled. But it passed us. It does not mean it didn't hit anywhere, it just means it hit someone else. And the birds disappeared. I used to feed them bread, but now there is nothing. It's all empty. And when they hit the building opposite, it blew in the window. We were in a hallway between two walls, but everything was covered in glass. And we understood we had to get out of there.
When the war broke out, my husband received a call-up. And even though I was pregnant, he was still taken away. Earlier, everyone spoke in disguised words: anti-terrorist operation, environmental protection. Then finally, we began to call war a war. But now it's no longer a war. It's a nightmare. Here, we always say it's a crime when civilians, women, and children are killed. But when it's the military, isn't it the same? Aren't they people too?
I wonder maybe it will pass soon. It will be like last time when our people kicked them clean out of the city very quickly. A day or 2, 3, at most a week. But they will be kicked out soon. If not by ourselves, then they will help us. America, Europe, we're not only ones in this world. But soon missiles came closer and anxiety more frequent. And I realized that I need to run out to save my son. He is all I have in this world. But by the time when we decided to do it, it was too late. The city was blockaded.
I began to pray. Not about surviving. Such a life bored me. Just to die. First. And first. As not to see how my mom and dad are dying. My mom had problems with her heart and she was sick in this stuffy place, and one day her heart just stopped. And there were no medicine. My dad was trying to help her as much as he could. And then he suddenly said, okay, we'll escape. It's dangerous here. Dangerous there. But at least there is a chance. So somehow we got to the car and then it even started. We drove under the fire as if we were leaving sugar rage for them. Then they realized that we were at the filtration camp.
We thought it would be safer in the village because they are fighting in the city and the village. Who need it? We were such naive. just a fool. They need everything and everyone. I heard from neighbors. The orcs roam the village here too. Did you notice how the name orcs came about? Because it's like a word horde. Now I know why. Because of what they do.
My whole family has moved to smartphones. The smartphone was my despair and my hope. My man became just a voice. Sometimes, when we had a little time or some connection, we talked about all sorts of nonsense. How we were traveling, and how we swam in the Red Sea, how we were eating cakes. And I was angry. How can we talk about anything except war? And sometimes we experienced shelling together. It was somehow easier.
I try to distract myself. We read news and all sort of jokes and memes, like a jar of cucumbers that took out a drone, or a tank that was snatched by a tractor. We even laughed. When we lost the internet, we played different games. But soon our supplies of food and water were almost gone. I couldn't look into my boy's hungry eyes. I should do something.
Of course, we decided to pretend to be houses. We deleted our phone earlier. Photos, networks, contacts. My mom was very weak, so they didn't touch her. So they started on me. One of me and 5 soldiers. It was scary. They checked our documents, made fingerprints, and suddenly it seemed that there was an interest. I heard them whispering, "You don't like her? There will be others." At that moment I realized that I was really lucky that they didn't like me.
There is just half a minute between dream and reality. When you realize it was just a dream, yet you haven't remembered the war. Half a minute's peace when you're not afraid. Then they did come. In reality. Not at night, no. Just in the middle of the day. There were 3 of them with machine guns and 2 of us without anything.
And then his voice disappeared. The automated voice intoning, "The subscriber is not available at the moment." I hated that phrase. Then the connection disappeared. All the communication, electricity, water went. Everything but the shelling. I no longer had the strength to run to the basement. I was more afraid of being trapped under the rubble. But once they hit next door, I grabbed my backpack and ran out of the house. I knew where I was going. We agreed with my husband that anything happens, I run to the hospital, and they accepted me for safekeeping. Safekeeping?
And then I got a call from my sister. Sometimes we had a connection. Their building has not been hit yet, so she said, "Of course, come to us, but we don't have a food." "Nothing," she said, "and we have a little." I have a boy, and she has a girl, 7 years old. We got there, but soon our food ran out. But there was something more horrible than hunger: the lack of water.
I was let go, but my father was there for 40 minutes. And when he came out, he could barely stand on his feet. He said that when they saw a clean phone, they attacked him. Why are you cleaning your phone and what are you hiding? He was beaten, especially on the head. But they didn't find anything and let him go.
I whispered to her, "Run to the basement and lock yourself in. There's a strong bolt and there's food and water." And I launched myself with them. I don't know where my strength came, but I grabbed the first thing that came to hand, a table lamp, and slammed it into one of them.
At the time, we couldn't imagine the maternity hospital could be bombed. Do you know who saved me? My little one. He pinched some nerve or muscle inside of me and my legs went numb. I couldn't stand. My medicine had run out, so I limped off to see a doctor in the emergency room. It turned out to be in the catacombs, as they call the side rooms in the basement.
And then my sister and I decided that one of us will go to look for food and water and one will stay with the children. She left and did not come back. And then I heard the terrible news that they forcibly removing people. It was clear that I wouldn't pass filtration. I am a teacher of history. And then my killers will kidnap my boy and torture him and the girl.
Dad got behind the wheel and suddenly said, "I can hardly see anything. One eye is blind, the other is very wrinkly. My mother couldn't drive and I had no reason, so we went like this, me directing him. Then, throw into the tunnel, Dad turned, and then bang. And I don't remember the thing. I've been taken somewhere.
Then I hit another with a vase. I rushed out of the building, ran to the basement, and then third one hit me as I slammed the door. And that was it. I failed.
We survived, but I tripped over something and felt so much pain. It was agony. I looked down and saw something was leaking. Blood.
When we got near to the evacuation buses, I suddenly saw a boy, 5 years old. He is sitting on the asphalt near his murdered parents. I grabbed him for one hand and grabbed his backpack on another hand, hoping that there are some documents. Correctly, as it turns out. To calm him down, I give him to hold the cat. So we ran to the bus, me and 3 children and the cat. I didn't know what I was going to do because I barely could look after my own son, but I couldn't let them.
I don't know if she had time to hide in the basement. I hope so. And she will be saved. But if not,
I remember what happened next. Our bus was shut off. They announced this green corridor simply to make it easier to shoot at us. We ran out to the underground garage, but I was blinded by a headlight, then a blast, darkness.
My boy. Did he save me then go? Because why would he stay in such a world? Shit. Not world. I don't want to live here either. I don't want to. Why should I? In this nightmare, I don't want to live here anymore.
Maybe if you dream, what will be next? Escape? Revenge? Victory?
Do you really believe in victory?
I don't believe in it. I know.
First, I'll dream for my mom and dad. My mom wanted to visit Rio de Janeiro. I don't know why there, but I would really like to take her there. And my dad to get his sight back.
And yourself. What do you want for yourself?
Me? I would like to win the dance competition and go to the trip around the world. Better near the sea and breeze.
I don't want to go anywhere. I would like to live in a small house, designed by myself, surrounded by gardens and flowers, and with sea nearby. Both my sister and the dog. True. I don't have that yet, but I really dream of having one. Tibetan. Looks like a lion.
I would like my husband to come back from the war. And we'd go with him to the mountains and on trips, and we'd create a music group in which I'd sing and he would play the guitar. And that our baby will survive. And we will have more children. 2 or 3.
I already have 3. I think about a small private school, one in which it would be pleasant to study, without there will be no drills and all the other unnecessary stuff. A school of joy.
A school of joy? Would that happen? Does joy still exist?
And can we still know?
Why not? I have an idea. I was wondering, why are they doing all of this to us? And our memories, why did we lose them? And then it dawned on me, people are like colors of the rainbow, of the human world. Kill them, and instead of this you get a black hole. Memory, language, color, name, this is important. But cover your face with black mask of alienation, erase memory, and instead of a human, you get blank nothing. Just a zombie. And we already know what this zombie are capable of. Memory is our salvation. Even if it's terrifying, painful, and traumatic, memory makes us different and unite us with others. My idea is maybe a bit weird, but think. We listen to orders from our kindred, from those souls of dead. Don't be afraid.
You should be afraid to live. Not to be dead.
Yeah, I guess it definitely doesn't make sense to be afraid of your own.
Why not give it a try? I vote yes.
So first, let's think about our relatives who've gone, the ones you remember. I will do the same. I stand on my oars and turn now to all the dead of my family.
All the dead of my family.
I call on the spirits of my blood ancestors and relatives.
My blood ancestors and relatives.
Rise up and incinerate our enemies.
Rise up and incinerate our enemies.
My family.
My family.
My ancestors.
My ancestors.
I'm calling to you in times of great trouble. Look at us.
Look at us.
Hear the call of your descendants. Stand by us.
Stand by us.
Increase the power of our spirits. Help us to survive and win.
Help us to survive and win.
Let it be so.
I hear the voice.
What do you hear?
I'm not sure, but it seems like my sister's voice. Also, I'm not sure.
And I hear the voice of my mom again.
And I hear a child's voice, very quiet and very, very soft.
And I hear children. They are silent, but I hear their breathing and beating of their hearts. It's them. Listen, and if they are alive, what would you do to get out? Do you have a plan?
A plan? I would get behind the wheel myself and take the car out, and we would get to our relatives.
I would lock the door with a bolt, find my sister, and then we would try to break down the door leading to the basement, neighbor's basement. We would get in there and leave.
And my child was born, and while I was without memory, she's taken to the hospital, and they think somewhere there is her mother, and they're looking for me. And here I am.
And I think at last the shelling is ended. The children are safe, and we just get an evacuation bus and go. Soon, very soon, we will be with our people, and we will be saved.
The voices have become quieter. Did they leave without us? Maybe we should shout. I don't know where.
Are these voices are ours? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What do you hear?
Yes, they are. I hear a song. Our song. А ми тую червону калину підіймемо, а ми нашу славну Україну, гей-гей, розвеселимо. Ой, у лузі червона калина похилилася, чогось наша славна Україна зажурилася.